What is up, you guys? Josh here today, back at it today with a brand new YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about the Darth Vader helmet from Star Wars The Black Series. Now this is a very special product review that we're going to be doing for you guys today on my channel. As you guys know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I'm a huge original trilogy Star Wars fan. I kind of grew up with that franchise before watching the prequel trilogy in theaters and subsequently the sequel trilogy, which I'm not really that big of a fan of. But, if you guys happen to like the sequel trilogy of Star Wars films, that is all up to you. I'm not here to make a sort of judgment on whether or not you should like the sequel trilogy or not. But I really am a huge original trilogy and prequel trilogy fan. I'm a huge fan of Joseph Campbell, The Hero's Journey. I'm a huge fan of The Power of Myth, as well as The Hero of a Thousand Faces, both of which books I have discussed on my channel before. Both of those books are something I think that anybody who's interested in screenwriting and storytelling and sort of, filmmaking in general. I'm a screenwriter on the side. I pretty much, write screenplays, inspect screenplays, and then I also do sort of video editing for YouTube and stuff like that. And that's something that really captivated me as a kid, is sort of the hero's journey, the Skywalker saga in general. Pretty much Luke Skywalker doing everything in his power to kind of get Darth Vader from the dark side of the Force to the light side. Darth Vader originally was Anakin Skywalker, and then he turned into the dark side of the Force because of Emperor Palpatine, pretty much promising him, insurmountable powers, and the fact that he could bring, his, wife Padme from the dead and stuff like that, and helping sort of, bring about sort of a new sort of tyrannical ruler to power, and then becoming sort of the leader of the galaxy. And as you guys know, sort of Darth Vader kind of became sort of that mythological tyrannical ruler in the Star Wars universe. This is a story that's been sort of pretty much studied for generations and stuff like that. And I think that, generations after that, people are really going to be studying the Star Wars franchise. And, being that I'm a huge fan of the Star Wars franchise and the original trilogy, I do have an Ultra Sabers Chosen One SE coming in the mail. I pretty much ordered that around May, and due to the sort of circumstances that we're all kind of facing right now, I probably won't get that for another 12 to 14 weeks, but I figured that because this was on sale on Amazon.com, I wanted to purchase this helmet and do a review for you guys on my channel. When I had originally wanted to get this helmet, it was actually not on sale. They actually sold out, and they haven't had those helmets in a very long time. I do have the Kylo Ren Black Series helmet. I do have the Poe Dameron Black Series helmet. I have the Stormtrooper helmet. I have the Luke Skywalker helmet. I just did a review on the Boba Fett Black Series helmet. If there is a Mando helmet, which I do think there is one that is available for pre-order, I might get that in the future. I don't know. But I could not jump on the chance of not purchasing the Darth Vader Black Series helmet, and due to the fact that this was relatively rare for a long time. When I saw this on Amazon, I'm like, I'm going to purchase this, I'm going to buy this, and I'm going to do a review for you guys on my channel and kind of show you guys the nitty-gritty aspects of it. This does make noise, but I do not have the batteries installed on it, so right now it's just going to be a sort of review on the aesthetics of the helmet, kind of what it looks like, and I'm going to show you guys kind of what it looks like when I wear it. I've already tried this on today, and I almost dropped it, which I think it's pretty funny because, I try to grab it all in sort of one piece, and, you definitely don't want to do that because these pieces do slide off. The dome here that you see on sort of the screen is actually magnetic, so it will fall off if you do move it in the wrong position. But let's get into the review and show you guys what you get with this helmet. So first off, let's start with the dome. This does have sort of magnetic pieces on the inside. If you guys take a look here, you do have sort of the classic, iconic sort of Darth Vader dome here. And if you guys look at the helmet, it is highly detailed. It is a very sort of really good plastic replica of this helmet. It's not made out of metal. As you guys know, the metal ones do go for around $500 to $600, depending on where you buy them from. So I'm going to set this down here for now and put it behind sort of the helmet itself. Now the helmet itself is really impressive. I have to say, as a Star Wars fan, I really do like the attention to detail, the fact that you can wear this, the fact that this is a piece that can go really well in terms of display piece and have on your shelf if you have a media room and you have this sitting in the background. It's definitely getting a lot of conversation starters. I assume that if you're wearing this out in public, people are going to stop you. People are going to be, pretty much asking you, is this the Darth Vader helmet? Is this the one from the original trilogy or even the prequel trilogy? Which you can say it's definitely from both. You do see this at the end of Revenge of the Sith, when Hayden Christensen's character is all burnt up and destroyed from his fight on Mustafar with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that very climatic battle that, is said to kind of have another rematch when they do eventually do the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I don't know how that's going to go. But, this is almost identical to the one in the film. I don't know if they took scans of the original prop or if they just kind of made this by memory or by reference photos or whatever. But this looks relatively good in terms of a plastic piece. I think for anything above, you're gonna get what you pay for. And the plastic version, even though it's $100, I definitely think it has a lot of really cool fine details that you're gonna like as a Star Wars fan. If you turn the helmet around, you've got this collar piece that does come apart. On the inside, you get really cool details in terms of the inside of the helmet, which I really do like. It looks kind of like a motorcycle helmet if you're asking me. And then you just kind of, snap the pieces back and you pretty much wear it. Now, this does come apart in 3 separate pieces. The collar part rips apart. Well, I shouldn't say rip, but you pull it apart, and it does make sound effects when you pull it apart from this base helmet piece. On top of the helmet piece, this is where you put the magnets. So you got to align the magnets with sort of the top of the dome here. And then you get these really cool, nice golden pieces on the side. It really does, represent that sort of iconic Darth Vader look, especially when you have this all put together and are wearing this, especially if you go to something like a convention such as San Diego Comic-Con. I could definitely see you sort of wearing something like this to there, or New York Comic-Con whenever those decide to actually reopen. Here in Minnesota, where I live, they do have conversions. They do also have sort of, other conventions such as GalaxyCon, which I definitely do think is something that I will probably try and go to at some point in time in my life when those things do come back online and people eventually are able to kind of buy tickets and go to those. But for right now, I'm fine having this in the background of my videos. If I ever want to do a Vader fan film, which, if you check out Star Wars Theories Vader fan film, definitely go do so, or watch the reaction video I did on my channel. I would highly recommend you go to Star Wars Theories channel and watch that first before you do eventually check out my reaction video. But, he uses a costume that is relatively iconic and unique, and I think his did cost a lot of money depending on, the manufacturer that he bought it from. But I think that if you're thinking about putting a Vader costume together and you want to buy a really good replica helmet, and then you want to sort of make the suit yourself, or you want to buy a suit from somewhere else, I definitely think that this could be a good substitute for that. So this is definitely a really good piece if you want to cosplay and do stuff like that. So I'm going to put this down right here, and I'm actually going to show you guys how to put this helmet on. It is a little bit tricky, especially if you are not, you don't have anybody helping you out with putting the helmet on, if you don't have sort of a partner to kind of help you out with putting on this helmet yourself. So I'm going to be doing this by myself. It's going to be a little bit tricky to do so, so bear with me while I put this helmet on, and then I'll kind of show you guys what it looks like with the helmet on and stuff like that, and then we'll pretty much press forward with my final thoughts and opinions on this helmet. I have tried this helmet on before, and I took some photos which I posted on Instagram and some of my social media feeds. So if you want to see what it looks like with me wearing it, besides just the video and stuff like that, definitely go check out sort of my social media feeds and look at my other sort of posts about this helmet, because it is really cool. The box itself is pretty massive. When I got it in the mail from Amazon, which took a week, all things considered, with everything going on in the world, I was pretty happy with what I had gotten. I was pretty happy with the helmet that I purchased. The box itself was gigantic, and I was like, holy crap, like, how is this thing supposed to fit in that gigantic box and get here without getting damaged? And surprisingly enough, the box wasn't that damaged, which some of the things I had ordered in the past have been pretty much damaged by sort of the shipping companies and stuff like that. But I don't really blame sort of the manufacturer for that in general. I kind of blame the shipping companies for handling my products and stuff like that, like I normally do. So let's get to me putting on the helmet, and then I'll kind of give you guys my final thoughts on the Black Series Darth Vader helmet from Hasbro, which I definitely think is pretty cool even out of the box right now. So let's get to that. Alright, so to take the helmet off, what you do is you kind of take these pieces and you just kind of pull apart, and then you just snap the helmet right on. I'm going to show you guys kind of what you have to do for that. So you get this kind of snapping sound, and then you can pretty much move the collar either back or forward. Like I said, the attention to detail in this is just astounding with what Hasbro was able to do, especially with a Darth Vader Black Series helmet from, sort of their Hasbro Black Series line. I definitely think that if you're going to be purchasing for yourself as sort of a Star Wars fan, as a collector, this thing is definitely a must. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and put this on all in one piece without dropping it. I almost did drop it before trying to put this on, so it's a little bit tricky without a partner, like I said before, helping. To kind of put this on your head, you've got this strap right here. You just put the strap over your head and you're pretty much set to go. It does fit like a glove for me. I don't know how it's going to fit for you guys when you're wearing it. I actually don't need the collar piece, but I'm going to put it on anyway. And you just got to kind of find the collar pieces to line them up, and then you just snap them into place. Got it on that one. Alright, then you snap this one, and then you're pretty much good to go. It looks pretty darn cool with the dome off itself. It looks kind of like it does in that scene where you kind of see in Revenge of the Sith, where the mask is put on, and then you get sort of that dome coming over in Revenge of the Sith. I think it's pretty cool and a very iconic moment in the Star Wars franchise. It does replicate that relatively well, so I really do thank Hasbro for putting the attention to detail. I wish there was a way for them to have it completely sort of covered in the back here. I know that kind of leaves your head exposed, which is something that I'm not really too big of a fan of on this helmet, but I know some of the other Darth Vader helmets probably have that situation fixed. It does kind of feel claustrophobic while you're wearing this, so I probably won't be wearing this for a long period of time. I just kind of want to show you guys what it looks like while you're wearing it, especially with the fact that, this is meant for being used as sort of a cosplay piece, or used in a fan film, or used as sort of a display piece. So it's not really meant for long periods of wear. I do understand that, but I do like wearing this around just because I do have a lot more field of view in terms of this helmet compared to some of the other helmets that I have reviewed. So let me put this dome on my head, and I'll show you guys kind of what it looks like with the dome on the head. There are magnet pieces, so you just got to kind of find the magnets and slap it on place. And here is the helmet. This is Darth Vader in the flesh. This is pretty sweet, all things considered, because you can buy through the more metal helmets for around $500 to $600. Like I said, it is relatively claustrophobic in here. So when you're wearing this, you do feel confined, you do feel kind of enclosed, which, Darth Vader in sort of the Star Wars lore is kind of meant to feel like that. He is kind of more machine once he puts on sort of this mask and the helmet and everything and gets the full suit and the getup and stuff like that, and sort of the cybernetic enhancements that he does have within the Star Wars universe to kind of slay sort of Jedi Knights that he's kind of hunting down after Order 66. But I do love this helmet. I think this is a pretty badass Star Wars helmet. I think that if you're the fan looking for a very, high quality replica helmet, if you're a huge Star Wars fan and love Darth Vader as the main villain of the first two trilogies, especially with Star Wars Rebels and the Clone Wars, which he's also in as well. I think that as a Star Wars fan, someone that's seen all of those, trilogies and franchises, I think that this is definitely a badass replica helmet. I do think that if you wear this, even out in public, you're going to get people asking you questions. A really good sort of conversation starter. I think that you can't go wrong with this Black Series mask from Hasbro. I think that Hasbro really nailed it and knocked it out of the park. I do like having my green screen around me and doing sort of the whole green screen effects, but due to sort of the current events that we're kind of in, I'm kind of not at my setup, so I couldn't really do that with this video. Unfortunately, I will return it to sort of those more highly edited videos and better quality videos in the future, but for right now, hopefully you guys enjoy this really quick look at the Hasbro, the Black Series Darth Vader helmet. As a Star Wars fan, I've always wanted something like this that looks really good, that doesn't break the bank. When I'm looking at purchasing props, whether that's replica props from films or movies that I really do like, such as Star Wars, Jurassic Park, or Indiana Jones, or even Back to the Future and stuff like that, that I have talked about on the channel, especially with movie reviews and stuff like that. I'm looking for things that look like the films, the props that used in the films, like they could be screen accurate or could come right off the set, but I'm looking for stuff that's also not going to break the bank. And this is one of those things that I purchased, and that was $100. I could spend about $60 to $70 on a video game, or I could buy a $100 helmet that looks like the one from Star Wars. And I chose to buy this because it's really iconic, it's really recognizable, it's something that will look good in the background of my videos, will look good sort of as a cosplay piece if I try to do that, or if I ever sort of go to conventions and want to wear that as well. I can definitely do that. It also looks good as sort of a prop for like a fan film if I ever choose to do that as well. So there's a lot of usages that I can get out of this piece, even though it's only $100 and it's plastic. It does do the sound effects, like I said before, but if you want to see other videos, do show sort of the sound effects and stuff like that, so definitely go check those other videos out and those other reviews. I'm going to take this helmet off because it is relatively claustrophobic, but here's sort of a quick look what this helmet looks like, with it on. But I really do love this thing. I definitely think that if I were to give this a sort of grade, I would have to give it about an A, just because I think it is well built, well designed. It does have a lot of detail and quality to it. So let me know in the comment section down below if you guys are going to be purchasing this product, if you're going to be buying the Hasbro the Black Series Darth Vader helmet now that it is back in stock. Let me know what you guys think of this helmet, and as always guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.